Good morning, everybody, and happy Tuesday. How's everybody doing out there? If you're with me either here in Discord or on YouTube, go ahead and say what's up. Let's see who's with us this morning. We got Trend Friend, One Man Wolfpack, Jonathan, Trader Page, Dwayne. We got Big G-Ski, we got GC. We got Jim, ABD, good morning. Midland Trader, good morning. Wow, look at this. Market is tumbling on over. Let's go to Trading View here. Yeah, market is tumbling back towards that 16,000 area. I'm going to put something right around that 16,000. Right around that area there. Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, Raphael, Justice, Pop Pops, and Nick. Good morning, Jimmy Boy. Good morning, Sam. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing out there? So we actually do have a very action-packed and thrilling day today. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's kick things off. Make sure you hit that like button. Benchmark today to stream live into the open is going to be 110 likes. 110 likes will stream through the open if we get 110 likes. So today on this schedule, we do have at 8:55, we have the Redbook retail sales. And then the party really kicks off at 9 a.m. We have the FHFA Home Pricing Index, the House Price Purchasing Index as well, the S&P CoreLogic HPI, which is the Housing Price Index. That's all out at 9. Good morning, G-Fish. Good morning, Mike. So that's all going to be out at 9. And then at 10, good morning, Smooth. We do have the Consumer Confidence coming out at 10. So that's a big one for the Fed. The Fed likes to look at that one as well. So we are coming down here. I would like to see the potential of the auction bottoming it out or making a higher low here. So I want to see if we're on the 15-minute bars here. I want to see if we can have the auction come lower, and then if we have a double bottom here at the 50s or so, then we can look to take that long if we were breaking through that. We have room to the downside here. We have room all the way down, well below 847 there. I mean, we got room down here. We got room down here as well. Yeah, so we have a lot of room there to the downside. And so we'll have to see if this puts in a higher low or if this is going to continue selling off here. You can see the auction had a little bit of trouble in this area. This is the area of liquidity that I was watching here. Let's go ahead and make this green right here. So I was watching this area right here, kind of in the overnight session. And there's a little bit of volume that was conducted here in this area. You could see that we whipped down below it. We sold off very violently, came back to it, and then we tried to see if we had anybody who's interested in buying the price there above 16,000, that 16,010 area. And currently, that's where we're having a little bit of trouble. So we got to see if that's going to sort of maintain in that area or not. Or if we're going to see the auction kind of get back up into that area and show some strength through there. We got Peachy Celsius in here. It's a trap for the open so they can take it higher at open. Well, let's see. That's a good. I like your username, by the way, Peachy Celsius. That's amazing. As you know, we love Celsius in here. Good morning, Apex. Good morning, G-Lines. Good morning, Kodak. Love the Celsius people in here. Now there's 2 people with Celsius usernames. It's hilarious. So at 10 a.m., we have the Fed Services activity from Dallas, the Dallas Fed Services activity. Good morning, Austin. We have the Richmond Fed Manufacturing Index, which is not super important. It's not, usually doesn't move the price around all that much. Morning, Fisher 5. We have the 4 and 8 will be, blah. It's early. We have the 4 and 8 week bill announcement, and then we have a 52-week bill auction at 11:30 today. So that's going to be right at Euro close. That could be a big injection of volatility. We have seen tech sort of bottoming out a little bit here. Let's pull up Apple's chart. We have seen tech kind of bottoming out here in this area. In this section down here, we have seen Apple's sort of bottoming out in that area, and so we'll have to see if we do break below that. There is some violence below that level, so Apple has been kind of hoisted up and held up in that area. So we'll have to see if that does break down alongside NQ today. If it does, like I said, we do have a lot of room here to the downside. If we want to get violent back, below 847 here, if we get violent below that area, depending on the data that comes out today, it's a very good chance we could have some strong sell side pressure coming in. But if we do get back above this 16,010 level, I do think that we will have some strong buy side there. Good evening, Mitchell. Where are you located? He says it's 11 p.m. where he is. Good morning, Mobisher. Morning, Neon. Where are you located there, Mitchell? Where is it 11 p.m. in the world right now? So in 40 minutes, less than 40 minutes, we do have in Australia. All right. Right on. We got viewers all over the world in here. It's awesome. All right. So we're continuing this downfall here. I want to see again if we're going to put in a higher low or if we're going to skitter on below this area here. I want to be kind of watching. I'm going to create this one right here and change that to orange. See if we can get below that 950 area here. Be curious if we can actually auction below that. So we do have Michelle Bowman, who is a voter. She is the Reserve Board governor. She's going to be speaking on monetary policy. So that's going to be a big mover and shaker event here. So it's going to be interesting to see what her commentary is, if she is explorative in her commentary, talking about, what the future holds for the Fed. If we're looking at the next FOMC here, it is in 15 short days. Right now, we're looking at a 96.8% chance of a pause and now a 3.2% chance of a 25 basis point hike. If we're looking at the January meeting, we have an 88% chance of remaining where we are now. And the first rate cuts are priced in now for March, 23% of a rate cut in March. We are trading lower here. Anybody have any trades on right now? Anybody have anything short? I think Discount was looking at taking this market short here in Discord. And we are skittering on lower here. We're seeing a little bit of a sell-off here from Microsoft. Microsoft, by the way, has been really strong lately. KHA is up 5,600. Nice. Dwayne is short from 965. Very nice. Well done. Yeah, Microsoft yesterday put in all-time highs and now is kind of selling off a little bit here. It's been kind of up in this area of liquidity here. This big sweeping area from 370 to 380. It's been in that area for a hot minute now. So it's kind of just searching. The auction is kind of searching to see if there are any interested parties in buying it up there. And it is kind of seemingly running out of steam. So we'll have to see if today is that day where we kind of roll over on things. Here we come down now, coming down to that 50 area. So let's see if we are going to continue selling off through that 50 or if there is a potential for a bounce there. Big Mac says, best thing about all-time highs is hitting all-time highs is just around the corner for the following days. Yeah, exactly. Just a little scalp for 150, took it off for that pop, wish I held. Yeah, you got to commit to your trade plan. You got to know what your trade plan is before you put on the trade, so you're not confronted with that issue in the future where you're not really sure whether or not you should leave it on. Short from 16,025. Nice work there, Mobisher. That's a very prescient short. Waiting for 15,900, which is your take profit. Very nice. So I want to see here if we actually break through. We just broke through. We touched through the 50s here. And I am looking to see if we are going to trade any lower here. I want to see if we actually bounce there at 42. But right now, just selling from Amazon, Nvidia, Meta. SPY is really rolling over hard here. So definitely coming down, but this would be the area, if there is a bounce, this would be the area that we do bounce. Kind of want to take a long here, just seeing if we can catch a little bit of alpha here on this bounce. So I'm watching to see if this is weak or not. Still showing a little bit of weakness here. Yeah, it looks like very much the sell side. All right, I'm going to actually take that short here. And we're just going to run one lot. And I'm going to put my stop right at the bottom of those bars there. And, if we do break through that 42 3/4 area to the downside, I will add into that and get a little spicy here. But SPY is very weak here in the pre-market. We don't have any data that's coming out. Michelle Bowman speaking at 8:45, so that's going to be about 30 minutes here. If we do continue to show weakness below these 50s, would be pretty adamant in adding into this short. But this is I like this short here because, we're right at the bottoming area of this chart. So if we are going to have violence below this area, this is where it's going to be extreme violence, especially if we get below 40. There's a lot of room there to the downside below 40. Can run that all the way to 16 or so if we do get below 40. So I'm watching this at the 50s here, seeing if we kind of lose any steam or if we have some sellers pushing down through this 50 area. Definitely looking like some immense sell side pressure here. We're right at the 45s now. Going to add into that a little bit. And I want to add back into this some more if we kind of weekly bounce towards 50. Target on this will be, like I said, if we're breaking that 42 level, we'll be targeting around 16 or so. Yeah, Apple's just off a cliff here as well. Google off a cliff. Otter short one micro from 982. Very nice. Good luck. So see if this is a weak bounce here towards that 50. 4 micro short, 955. Very nice. Some buyers coming in towards 50 here. I want to see if we're weak up towards 55. Be a good spot for an add. Gonna add one lot there. Definitely want to add up through 55 here if we get the opportunity. Adding another lot here. As we are tapping into that 50, pretty weak. And we'll see if we can run this right down through 45 now. SPY is still pretty droopy here. A little bit of a bounce from Google. Morning market seems to be reacting to the Bank of England commentary. Yeah, we do have a Bank of England commentary that's out right now. Just hearing a little bit of that through the squawks in my ears right now. But nothing really all that crazy that should cause the market to bounce and rally here. We're just at a point of structure where if we do break down below this, it'll be tremendously violent. So just watching around this 50 area right now. And again, watching up towards 55. OPEC Plus meeting could be delayed again. That's the latest squawk coming out here. Yeah, crude just tanked on that. So watching this rate at 55 now. A little bounce from Apple, Microsoft as well, but I want to see if we're weak here at 55. A little bit of stall in the volume here. I want to see this break below around that 53 area and then add into that. The more it struggles here, the more confident I am in this position. We're right at that 56 level now. Looking for that first little sign of weakness here. Touch above 55. We're pushing up towards 60 here. Watching closely here right now, the 60. Watching for this weakness to show up here at the 60 now. A little bit of volume coming through. And we'll get stopped out there. So yeah, that thing didn't give us one single tick in our favor there, unfortunately. So that ran up right up to 60. I think our entry there was a touch below 50. We're adding into that. But yeah, that bounced right before the level that I was looking for. I want to see that break down below that 47, that 42. But unfortunately, we did not get that resolution we're looking for. So just watching this up here, I want to see if we have some weakness showing up towards 70. We have Michelle Bowman coming on in about 24 minutes here. Yeah, oil news did not help with the NQ short. I mean, it's usually it doesn't affect it all that much. We just kind of had a big rally there out of the SPY, out of Amazon. We had Meta perking up a little bit, Tesla perking up a little bit. But I want to see if this thing runs all the way up to 70, and then we could potentially, take that short from the 70s on that bounce. I'm gonna grab a Celsius. I'll be right back with you guys. Alrighty, we are back. Got this is Cosmic Vibe. This is a new one. I've never seen this one before. This is definitely a really, really good one. It's like a fruit punch. So I'm watching this around the 70s here, seeing if we can catch a short here around the 70s. We had a really nice bounce there from those 50s. Unfortunately, we're just short into that. Good morning, BJ. So I'm looking for weakness up towards the 70 area. And if we have some weakness into that 70 area, that's where I'm looking to take this short. This is the area that I'm watching right here. Dropping in the 5. Nice work there, Trend Friend. Good morning, Mitch. So just watching this here at the 70s. Good morning, Hadi. So this is a big level here, right here at 73/4. We do have strength. I want to potentially take this continuation here long. Good morning, DK. Good morning, Ben. So we're going to take that long right there. I'm going to move my stop right to that area there. And we are pushing up here. I do want to see this thing getting above the 80s. Watching for the strength to show up right at the 75 area. I'm going to add to that right there. I want to see this strong into the 80s now. Good morning, Sweet Al. Yeah, I want to see 987 and a quarter myself as well. Seeing if 75 will hold here. Some sellers coming in right at 75. Good morning, Aglow. So we're hearing some news out of Israel that they detonated 3 devices. So that was kind of putting the ceasefire in jeopardy, I guess is what they're saying now. I'm just listening to these squawks coming through. Watching here if we take out the 75 again. I'm going to add to that actually on that push. SPY is pushing up pretty strong here as well. Running into the VWAP. So just seeing if we can take out the 75 once more. Point of control has just moved as well. I'm going to add to that as we are encroaching into that 75. Watching now for this to blow through the 80s. Some asks up there at 80, but I think that we can get through them with enough strength. Good morning, Brian. Watching this here at 80. Should see some big strength coming through right at these 80s. A little bit of hesitation right there into 82. Yeah, I got the VWAP there at 84.5. So somebody could be front running the 84.5 VWAP. High of that spike was 82.5. Price action definitely slowing down a little bit here. But SPY is back through the VWAP, back through the EMAs. So it is showing the strength that I do want to see. Amazon is touching that VWAP right now as well. Apple is looking pretty strong here. So I'm pretty confident in this position for now. Still running into a little bit of resistance there around the 80s. Very thin though. So seeing if they're going to continue kind of stacking these asks up towards the 80s here. There is a lot of liquidity above that we'd like to entertain. So I do want to see that 80 get pushed through with some strength here. Good morning, Just Flow. From Barcelona, wow. We really do have people from all over the world in here. We got Australia, we got Barcelona. Anybody else out there international? Still some big sellers there up the 80s. We got Thailand, Belgium, Malaysia, Detroit. Detroit, of course, definitely international. Georgia, originally from Russia, very cool. So we're getting a little bit of weakness showing up here. A little pullback from the SPY. Still pretty low volume around this area. We do need to see the push of volume showing up right at that 80 level. Seeing a couple buyers showing up here, but still some thick asks to get through to the top side. Tunisia, wow. So we are targeting 87.25 to the top side here for this trade. That is what we're looking for, to blow through this VWAP up at 78. Here's a nice little push. Yeah, we just get to that around that 80 level and it just starts to struggle a little bit. So we just want to see that punch through, a little bit of the price action to come in to the top side there, start lifting up those asks. If they continue to stuff the asks there to the top side, might have to take this position down. We are just kind of consolidating here, but we are supporting the bid at the 77 level. So looking for buyers to step up right in this area here. It's very interesting how the liquidity is getting moved around in this area. They seem to not want to let this run above the 80s here. There's a lot of people that keep on capping it off up there. Yeah, they're stuffing, they're rejecting them. They're just adding a large size onto the ask, so it's stuffing the price down. So seeing if we can get back up to that 77 area, or if they're going to continue to stuff this here. Nice pullback and then a nice healthy push here. See if we can get back up above the VWAP. Yeah, they're still stuffing this here, unfortunately. Little pullback in SPY. So looking for that breakout above the VWAP, auctioning back into 77, getting above 78, and getting that price action back into the 80s here. That's what we're looking for. Nice push back up here. Some big buyers stepping through. I want to see this hold now. So we just need to see this push above the 80s. We need to see the asks sort of die down up there. You can see how large these asks are. They just tried to lift that there. There's a 55 hidden order there up at 80 and a half. So they are looking for that liquidity. We just need to get through that to the top side there. And once we get through this, this should start to rally pretty hard. So again, we're looking to test that same player there. Let's see if they're still there. Definitely a little bit thicker there at 81 and a half. Very nice pull there. Beautiful. That's what I'm looking for. I'm going to take off 5 into the ask there. Going to run 5 more. Move my stop just above break even. So that was the squeeze I was looking for. We tapped the VWAP at 84 and a half. I want to see if we could run the rest here up to 87 and a quarter. So as we said, right above 80s, that's where we start to see the squeeze. And sure enough, once we popped above that player at 81, we got that nice, beautiful pop right up to the VWAP. So that's what we're looking for on that trade there. See how violent this pullback is. In time frame 15 minutes, there's a very powerful bullish envelope. Yeah, I agree with you. That's why we're long here, yeah. What does COB mean in bookmap? That is the current order book. Wow, look at that. You see this liquidity that's getting tossed around here? That's insane. You can see right above my head here. That is the bookmap. I want to actually peel off. See if I can peel off 3 here into the ask. There we go. Peeled off 3 more into the ask there. So we'll let these other 2 work here, but you can see there's just, that was a big amount of volume coming through. And it was to the sell side. In fact, that was just on that one order, 250 lots. But what you want to note on something like that is that if it's 250 lots to the downside, it's usually going to be a market order, not a marketable limit order, usually. And if you're seeing the counterparties buying that, you know, think about it. If you're selling 250 lots into the market, the price should, you can see up above my head, the price should sweep down below that and you should see a bigger flush. But the fact of the matter is that you had somebody waiting on the bid with a hidden order there and they absorbed that right away. So that to me is a bullish signal. That is a bullish sign there. That's why I'm not going flat yet. So we're looking to see now if we can encroach upon 85 here. U.S. consumers spent a total of $12.4 billion on Cyber Monday, up 9.6% year over year. Yeah, I got that. Adobe was saying that Cyber Monday sales at $12.4 billion. Adobe reported that. Not really sure how Adobe has that data versus, you know, Amazon or. Says buy now, pay later usage at an all-time high in the US. That's crazy. So Affirm probably catching a little bit on that. Actually not, surprisingly. Buy now, never pay later. Yeah. I'm sure that's what a lot of people are holding on hope for, right? Actually going to trail my stop a little bit higher here, lock in a little bit more profit. So let's see where everybody's from here. We got Nigeria, we got Russia, Mexico, Colombia. Why not take profit when you're around 1,400? Well, because we made $2,000 instead. And we're not playing our P&L. We're playing our price levels that we're looking for. Ralph says Miami. All right, we're stopped out there. So we made $1,800 on that trade right there. From the Dominican, very cool. So nice $1,800 trade on that one. We did get stopped out on that whip down. I want to wait and see what Michelle Bowman has to say. She's going to be speaking right now. Let's see what happened here with our likes and everything. Hold on one second here. Alrighty. Where are we at with our likes? We want to get to 110 likes to stream into the open here. Let's see where we're at. I'm curious. We are at 78, so you guys got some work to do. We need 110 likes. If we get 110 likes, we will stream through the open today. If not, we're just going to continue streaming here in Discord. So just go ahead and smash that like button if you want to have us continue streaming through the open. 110 likes is the benchmark. 110 likes is what we need to get. Let's run a poll too while we're at it. Let's go ahead and run a poll and see what we think. NQ up or down ends the day. Up or down. We'll do up, down, and then we'll do unchanged. You guys have been pretty good with this lately. All right, there we go. There's our poll. It's on YouTube Live right now. Oh, and by the way, if you aren't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you are subscribed. When we get to 2,000 subscribers here on the YouTube channel, we're going to be giving away a Top Step Combine. Not a reset code, not a coupon, not a discount, but a full-fledged, full-blown Top Step Combine account. North Korea. Yeah, Michelle Bowman is a voter. She is. Patrick's from the UK. How do you think PCE numbers will impact the market on Thursday? It's going to be a big, big read, right? That's going to be probably the biggest read that we're looking forward to in the market right now. That's probably the biggest one. Today's the biggest day of speakers. We have Michelle Bowman. We have Goolsby. We have Waller, Michael Barr. That's all going to be today. Tomorrow we do have Loretta Mester, but she's a non-voter. Not a Clubhouse membership. We're going to be giving away a Clubhouse membership on Friday, so stay tuned for that. On Friday, we're going to do a free month Friday. We're going to be giving out one free month of Clubhouse. It's open to everybody. Also open to folks in the Discord as well. Ooh, Toronto. Hotties from Toronto. Rod's from San Jose. Mike from the Dominican. Very cool. Mom's basement. So yeah, this is going to be a very exciting week. Wednesday, we have Loretta Mester. Thursday, we have John Williams, who's going to be speaking. And then on Thursday, of course, we have the GDP as well as jobless claims, and then the PCE that is going to be out. PCE is going to be out when? At 8:30. Tech is from Lake Tahoe. Very nice area. Love Lake Tahoe. Are you on the Nevada side or are you on the California side? Gonna camp here till Friday. Speaking of Friday, we do have pretty much no American data out at 8:30 in the morning. So we're going to have to hit the likes on that one, which, by the way, I think you guys did it. Yeah, 121 likes. You guys did it. Congratulations. We will be streaming the Open here on Discord. So price is coming back down a little bit here. Friday, we do have some more speakers. Friday, we do have, don't forget, Friday is going to be interesting because we have Jerome Powell speaking on Friday. He's going to be speaking at 11, but it's a fireside chat, and it's kind of a flip of a coin with that. Sometimes those fireside chats are really interesting, and he has some things to comment on with monetary policy. I do believe that we go in a blackout period next week because we're 15 days out today, right, from FOMC. FOMC is going to be on the 13th, I believe, of December, if that looks correct. Yeah. So I think we're going to be in a blackout period either this next week or the following week. It's usually the week before. So probably next week. And so Jerome Powell speaking on Friday, it could be a couple different things can happen. He could be very Powell-esque and be very tight-lipped and not really say much, or done for the day before the market opened. Nice work there, Apex. Way to go. Looks like you're up $4,500. Very nice. You have a long from 2012. Oh, you talking about gold? There you go. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, so Friday at 11 a.m., we do have Jerome Powell. He's doing a fireside chat. And then at 2 p.m., he's also doing a split speaking engagement with Lisa Cook. So it's going to be Jerome Powell and Lisa Cook. And they're going to be doing a roundtable talking about tech leadership. So I don't think he's going to comment on monetary policy for that one with Lisa Cook. But I do think that there's a good chance for the other one, the one that he's doing at Spelman College. There's going to be Q&A from the moderator. So he might ask about monetary policy. Even if Papa Powell doesn't say much, Papa Powell moves much. Yeah, it depends. It really depends. Sometimes he'll have a speaking engagement and the market will get really juiced up, and then he'll come out and say, I'm not going to comment on monetary policy. And then that's just kind of it. You know, that's just kind of the end of things there. So yeah, we got Michelle Bowman, who's speaking right now. I'm not hearing any squawks from her whatsoever. Today, we do have the FHFA House Price Index. The preview for that right now is expected month over month at 0.4% versus a 0.6% prior. So it's expected to drop on that. And the quarter over quarter, there's no estimate for that. And then we also have The CoreLogic house price index that is out at the same time, I believe. Let's see. Yep. The month over month is expected to be 0.80% versus a 1.0% prior. Right now, market is pumping up a little bit in tech. We have Apple going up. We got Meta going up a little bit. We got Nvidia going up. So we got that data coming out in about 8 minutes. I'm completely flat here. Yeah, we got the Redbook retail sales too that are out in 3 minutes here, 2.5 minutes. But Redbook retail sales rarely have been moving the market lately. Thank you for that there, Sarah. Isn't Powell's only job to speak on monetary policy? No, he gets paid for these speaking engagements. He gets paid a lot of cash for these speaking engagements. It's an insane amount of money the guy makes. He makes Boku bucks on that. Gex levels, what do we have here? Got negative gamma for the 454s on SPY, and we have negative gamma for the 389s on the triple Qs. His only job is to print cash, that's right. So let's see here. Let's see what the market gives us here for this Redbook retail sales. This is going to be out in 2.5 minutes now. Or sorry, a minute and a half. Yeah, the man is a professional cash printer. But look at this. Apple is kind of holding up here. We talked about Apple at the top of the call. And you could see here, we were talking about this. That Apple's sort of been holding this area here, this gully. It's been kind of holding this area. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. If it's breaking below that level, that's 189 there. If it's breaking below that, I think the market will roll. But that's going to be TBD. It's a good indication of what the market's going to do. If you're not tracking Apple, it's the number one weight of the S&P, and it's the number one weight of the NAS 100. Because remember, all these things they're not equal weighted. There's an S&P equal weighted index, but you have to remember that, Apple, Microsoft, those are both the number one and number two weights for the S&P and the NAS. So when you're having these levels kind of holding, we talked about this as well. I mean, this is a bigger area. If this is holding, if this continues to hold, I mean, if you want to get even more granular, you can talk about this area right here. There we go. If that area is holding, it's pretty likely the market's going to continue to rally. That area is breaking down, so you want to be watching 374 and 189. Those are the levels that you want to be watching today in Microsoft and Apple, respectively. Because that's kind of what's propping the market up right now. Also, Nvidia is important, but Microsoft and Apple, very important. Redbook retail sales are out. 3.9% for the week of November something. They're talking too fast. Wait for the print to come across my terminal here. Yeah, we're coming down a little bit here, just kind of waffling around. So Redbook retail sales coming in at the week ending November 25th at 6.3% year over year. Waiting for the November month to date to come out here across my terminal. Morning, Tough. How you doing this morning? So right now the 80s are holding here in the NQ. I want to be very selective here on the trade that I take here off the open. I want to be extremely selective and wait for the structure to sort of develop and see if we can get a nice trade here off the open, which, by the way, open's not for another 30 minutes. And we do have that data that's coming at the top of the hour. So I want to see what kind of structure that this housing data produces here. It's going to be very interesting. Morning, Jake Quinn. How you doing out there? All right, we are pushing up here. That benchmark level we're looking for is 87.25. If we push back up above that level, we start to hold that level. Things can get very interesting today. Because what that means is that we've sort of sought liquidity down here in this area, right? This is where we decided to short the market originally. And we got long up in this kerfuffle here. We missed the cleanest move, arguably, since the stream came on. So we were short into that, got our faces ripped off there. But made back a little bit, made back $1,800 there on this little rip to the top side. And so if we do have this 87.25 level getting breached above, and we are actually holding above this level, then our target becomes this 610.75. We get above 610.75, things start to get a little bit speedy, because you could see we were looking for people to entertain the liquidity up there, right? When you're looking at these little capped off areas right up here, we were looking to see if people were interested in buying up there. And for the time being, every single time that we sought liquidity up there were no interested buyers in the auction. And so the question now becomes, if we get back above 610.75, if we get back above that level, do we find willingful buyers? Do we find people that are interested in buying the auction up there? I mean, we got a long ways to go, but this housing data can definitely move the market. So let's watch and see. We have 90 seconds now until that data. Market is still pushing up here. It would have been really hard for me to hold that position that I had on all through that pullback there, or even just re-entering, because if we're looking at the book map right here, we're looking at that large bubble right there. We had that seller that came in. We're now under a minute here until that data. We had that seller coming in, and we broke down. We had another big seller right here. I mean, we did kind of bottom out in that same area, but just very difficult for me to put a position back on. This is a big area of consolidation. All right, looking for SPY to push back up here. 87.25 is that benchmark level we're seeing for the price to potentially push up and above. One tick from 987, yeah. What was the high there? High was 86.75. So literally one tick away from 87. All right, 15 seconds. Good luck, everybody. See if there's anything worth trading in this right here. %0.6%, which is basically in line. The estimation was 0.5%. Quarter over quarter, waiting for that figure to come in. 2.1%. Core Logic housing price came at 0.67%, which is lower than the 0.8% expected. Year over year, 3.92%, slightly higher, 20 basis points higher than 3.90%. So the market is pushing up here. Let's see if we're going to hold above 87.75. I'm going to take that long here because we are holding. Move my stop right there. See if we can get, wow, insta flush right there. All right, let's see if we firm up at all. No, we're just going to flush right back down. All right, taking a loss there. Straight up, straight down, insta flush. Thankfully, only running one lot into that there. So Micron, they raised their Q1 revenue guidance, and they affirmed their EPS outlook, and that's why the market started to perk up on that. Micron is ticker MU. So we had that sweep of liquidity right above 87.25. If we go back to TradingView here, you see that looks like a big old sweep of liquidity. We are coming down here. Let's see if we are going to sweep towards these lows here, if we're going to have that weakness showing up. Watching the SPY here. That was a huge dump on that one. That thing perked up if only for a half second there and then swept right back down. All right, I'm going to try a short here, and we're looking to break below this area that we're at right now, which we are breaking below. I want to see weakness below this level here. Watching here, and then of course the break below 70 would be that big tell here that we're looking for. So watching here, right at 73, 74. If it firms up here, then we're going to miss this trade. But if we have this flush through this area, we'll add into this. And we could, I mean, it could just be washy and consolidating until the open. But we're looking to get that swipe down through 70 3/4 here. Watching. Second lot on. Adding again. Looking for this swipe down through 70 here. Some big bidders stepping in. I don't like to see that. Big bids front running that 70 area. I didn't like how they swiped that. I'm going to try to cover 2 into the bid, see if I can even get 2 in it. Yeah. Having trouble getting 2 off on the bid there. Okay, got 2 out off the bid. Can move my stop in case we spike here. I want to see this flush through 70. I'm not very confident that we will get there. I'm actually going to peel off 1 more into the bid if we can get this out. Yeah, I'm having trouble even covering on the bid here. Yeah, I don't like this around 70. Stopped out. So we're back up, about $30 there after we had an original loss there on those 2 trades. Tricky price action. We bounced right here at the level that we're tracking. So we are keeping in this tight range. The market is respecting the structure right now, which is great. Probably will cool off now until the open. But we'll see. If there's an opportunity, like if we get violent down through 70 here again, and there's an opportunity that we could take this market short, then we'll definitely jump on it. Good morning, X4M. But that's why I was trying to be, a little bit quick with my covers there. I didn't want to end up in the same situation that we had on our first trade, where we just kind of let it work. We let it work a little bit too long. I mean, market's still looking a little bit weak here. I'm going to go back into that short, get my stop in a respectable spot here. So I'm looking for this to be weak through 70 again. Adding into that, watching for this flush right through 70. Watching. Right now that 70 is holding, but if we snap through that 70, it's going to get super violent. Watching here, watching the SPY as well. It's perking back up a touch here. I'm going to add into that, actually. If we can break this 70, it's going to get super violent. Oh, still holding. And we might get stopped out here. I like where our stop's at, because if we get a sweep above 75, we'll get stopped out. But if they hold strong in the 75 area, we will get this position to be able to be swept back down through the 70s. Watching. Stopped out there. So we were looking for that sweep below the 70s. Kept on tapping like it was going to break, but no dice there. So let's see how strong this is. I'm watching this through the VWAP here. Seeing if we have any kind of strength up towards the VWAP. Big strength through the VWAP there. SPY is just trying to chop around as well. We do have Microsoft a little bit loose to the upside here. Meta is bouncing quite a bit there off the lows. Let's see if we go for a second round here. All right, taking that long there. We're going to put our stop just below 70, watching this right around the VWAP. Strength up above the VWAP here, looking for this to hold above 80 now. I want to see a surge of strength through the 80s. We'll see if we get a pullback around 75, we'll add to that as well. See this surge through the 80s here. They're still holding this above. We got 22 minutes here till the market opens, so we do have time to feather this position a little bit. Watching for this to be strong through the 80s. Okay, watching to see if we pull back to the 75 area here. Watching this pull back here to 75 now. Adding into that. Looking for this punch back up above the VWAP. I like this pullback to 75 as long as we do not slam through 75. So watching here. Going full size here for this perk back up above the VWAP. Watching here at the 77 area again. This is the area that we were wrestling with a little bit before. So there's a lot of liquidity to get through in this area, but I do think that we can get those buyers strong above the 80s again, given how we interacted with that 70 level. So there we go, back above the VWAP. Looking for strength above the 80s here. Tesla's perking up. Just need to see a buyer punch through these 80s and we're in business. and keeping an eye on the time here. It's about 20 minutes here until the market opens. Are micros available? Yeah, they are available on Top Step. It's just not the 10-to-1 ratio that you're going to get on another funding company. So the maximum number of micros that you could take on the biggest account is 15. So it is still holding. We do have a lack of volume here. I do want to see this punch up right through the 80s. Watching here now if 75s will hold. Very low liquidity. A little bit of a pullback there from SPY. Might actually have to cover a little bit of this here. Seeing if we can hold this 75 area first. Yeah, very, very low volume here. We're going like a 1 lot, 2 lot, 3 lot, very small size. I'm going to reduce my size there. I'm just going to cover. So going flat there before the open. We perked up above that 80 and then it just kind of died for the liquidity there. So going flat. We have about 15 minutes now until the market opens. Auctioning back down to that 70 level. '70s are holding again. But we got about 15 minutes till the open. So we'll probably just hold off here until the market opens. '70s are getting tested once more here. Meta is holding this 333 level, which is interesting. Google is kind of holding these lows as well. Very interested to see on this open here whether or not these '70s are going to hold. Bartholomew J. Smurfington. I love your username, by the way. Amazing. '70s are holding here again for now. Dollar's moving up, so that usually means dollar up, NASDAQ down. But let's see how this open goes here. That's got to be the greatest username I've ever seen. Oh, that's good. All right, we are breaking below the '70s here. SPY is just kind of consolidating in this area. So this is going to open up a nice area of market structure here off the open. Should be very interesting how this kind of plays out. So it looks like we had a little bit of liquidity grab there below the 70s. If this firms up here, I'm definitely going to be long out of the gates here off the open. Let's see what the poll says here. 45% of you guys say NASDAQ will be going up today. And 42% are saying down. So this is going to be interesting. Very interesting to see. Make sure you guys, if you aren't subscribed to the channel already, make sure you are subscribed and you have your notifications turned on so you can be notified anytime that we go live here. We do go live every single Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. I really want to take this, but run a tight stop here. I'm just going to be patient. Wait for the structure to emerge off the open here. But I really do want to take this. Thanks for joining us here, Jello. Yeah, we're doing some scalping here in the open, but generally speaking, I mean, it depends on the market structure and what we're looking for here. So far, we've only done some scalps. We would have had a really nice trade had we not shorted the bottom there at that level that we're looking to get the breakdown of. If we would have not taken that short there, it would have been a nice long distance trade there to the top side. Do I use pivot points? I don't use them on TradingView, but I create my own pivot points. It's a decent indicator to have. All right, we're still weak here below the 70s. SPY looks to be rolling over a little bit here. Do have the opening coming in about 10 minutes. Market is pulling down a little bit here, below the 70s still. Apple is rolling over just a little bit here. Amazon as well. So the areas that we're going to be watching here off the open are going to be this kind of area between 50 and 70. I want to see if we have weakness off the open here. Do we kind of bounce at that 50 level or do we tuck below it? The no man's land is going to be between 42 and 916. So if we break below 42 and 3/4 there, 916 and a half is going to be the target. If we are kind of bouncing there like we did in the early part of the stream today, if we are kind of bouncing there, there's a good chance that we will test this level up here at 610. So those are the levels I'm going to be watching today. That's what's important to me. The market's really looking like it's ready to take a major dump any day now. Yeah, it does look like that, right? But that's a lot of the reason why they continue to hold up here. It does appear like that. Believe me, I see the same exact thing that you're talking about. It does appear that way, but... So off the open here, I'm going to be looking to trade, probably max size would be 5 lots, 2 to 5 lots. Somewhere in that range. If we have a really good look, I'm going to pile into it. But for the most part here, like yesterday, we had a really good look there off the open. We had a lot of momentum there to the top side. And that one single trade, that was like a $4,200 trade. It was insane. So if we have a look like that, we have to take it. And this is, again, I spread my risk amongst multiple accounts. And so one account yesterday had a really, really strong, strong equity push. And 2 of the other accounts kind of suffered some losses there. So I do recommend trading multiple accounts. You can trade up to 3 accounts on Top Step. Once you pass, you can trade unlimited combines. You can have a whole mess of combines, as many as you want to trade. Trade 100 at a time if you want. But once you pass those combines, you get into the XFA, you can have a maximum of 3 XFA accounts. Those are the express funded accounts. And I highly recommend having multiple accounts. How many years you started trading? I've been trading for about a decade. And yeah, so I'll probably be looking for between 2 and 5 lots here off the open if we have any kind of look. Like I said, we're looking for a range here below 70, touching that 50. Below 50, we have 42 and 3/4. Below 42 and 3/4, we got that 916. And then it gets really speedy if we actually encroach down that level. If we have a really strong day to the downside here, we could potentially see that. So you want to be open for anything here. Right now, market overall is generally weak. The weakness will be confirmed as long as we are breaking below that 50 and a quarter there. If we are breaking below that with a lot of violence to the downside, well, then the market should be rolling over. Why trade 3 times 50K versus 150K? You want to spread your risk. And I only trade the 150K accounts. I personally think that the 50K accounts do not have, I mean, with my trading style, it's sometimes a little bit wild. I don't think $1,000 in a maximum daily loss limit is enough, at least for the way that I trade and what my goals and aspirations are with my accounts. I like having the maximum daily loss at $3,000, which is what you get with the 150K accounts. And when you pass it from the combine into the XFA, all the accounts are one lifetime fee. You don't pay monthly. You pay one lifetime fee when you pass, and it's $149, no matter if you're on a 50K account, 100K account, or 150K account. So I prefer trading the 150Ks. I mean, it's such a good deal, too. If you're a good trader, it's an amazing, amazing deal. By the way, if you guys aren't already following me right here at Selling Rips, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I post more behind-the-scenes stuff there on Instagram. Not much of a fan of Twitter lately. Twitter's just been going downhill as far as FinTwit content. It's just really been going downhill lately. There's just not that much good FinTwit content lately. It was really good years ago, but it's really gone downhill lately. There's just very few people posting anything really worth. Every single time that I open up Twitter, it tends to be a huge waste of time. There's just a lot of nonsense on there. So we did hold that 70 there. Happy that we didn't short into that. So we're about 5 minutes here till the open. Make sure that you are calm, cool, and collected. Make sure you hit a bathroom break, which you know what? I think I might do. You guys want to have a nice little bathroom rally? Generally what happens when I take a bathroom break. So I'm going to take a quick restroom break and I'll be right back. And we're back. How did the bathroom break rally do? Let's see. Going long on bathroom break. How'd you do on that one, Sean? Looks like we're back up to 75 there. Hit a low of 66 3/4. Are you thinking Trump is president again? Twitter will go nuts. It would go nuts. I don't know if you guys have been trading for that long enough, but every single time that Trump tweeted, it was insane. The market would just go nuts. It was a great time to be a trader. This is back in, 2017 was a great year in the markets. 2018 was amazing. Some really great times in the markets. A lot of fun to be trading during those times. Trump tweets were insane. Good volatility in the markets. Still in ES at 54.5. Let's see where the ES is right now. Gotcha. I haven't traded the ES in so long. We were trading the, we were using the ES as a benchmark when we were trading SPY options here in the Clubhouse. It's been a hot minute since we've done that. Alrighty here. What do we get up to? Wow, 155 likes. You guys are killers. You love to see it. Amazing. Better for my blood pressure. I hear you. Yeah, NQ is insane. NQ is the most wild instrument that you could possibly trade. All righty, folks. Here we go. It's 1 minute until Boomtown. 1 minute. Since the Black Friday and Cyber Monday sale were better than expected, do you think that we will open with the market shooting up? It depends. Really, honestly, it depends on if the components of the NAS are going to support that or not. Apple, like I said, is kind of holding this goalie of strength. So as long as that persists, do remember that we do have some 10 a.m. data out today. So the first 30 minutes are going to be a little volatile here. So let's see if that 70 level is going to hold for us. All right, good luck, everybody. Here we go. Markets are open. Tesla's going straight up here. SPY's perking up, holding the EMAs. I will take that long here with 2 lots. I'm going to put my stop a little bit higher than 60 ticks here. I do want to see this break up above the 90s. Get Ninja Trader over here. So we tapped into that 87 level. We pulled back a little bit. Let's see if we can clear back above 87 with strength. SPY is still pretty strong here. Seeing if we're going to hold this 75 area. I do want to have my stop a little bit lower, actually. Get it right below the 70s. Tesla has pulled back a little bit. I want to see if we clear above this 87.25 now. All right, I'm going to add into that there. See if we get this push above 90. Adding into that for this squeeze above 90 now. We're still holding 87. Or we were. Big flush back down here. So we tapped that liquidity above an 87.25 here. Kind of waffling around. Might get stopped out here. Still holding. Adding into that full size. Watching for this push back above 90. Can we hold above 90? Beautiful. Gorgeous. Trying to pull off 5. Getting some trouble here. Taking out 5. Well, that was lovely. Got really close to getting stopped out there. And now we got stopped out. So $1,800 on that trade there. That was a fun one. Wild open here. That was very intense. Very, very intense. So we were definitely levered into that one there. NQ is like a Bronkin bull. Bronkin? What is a Bronkin bull? I've never heard that one before. Risk your trade went from down 1,800 in my 100K to down 1K. Very nice. Yeah, these opens have been insane lately. No doubt about that. All right, so are we going to push above these 16,000s here? Seeing if we're going to hold this. Adding in 2 right here. Going to move my stop to the 90s. That 16,010 benchmark is what we're looking for here. Going to run in 4 more lots rather. Watching for this to tag that 10 area. Back above 16,000 here. Watching for this to run in the 10s. Covering 4 there. Move my stop to 16,000 or just below. I want to see this run confidently above the 10s, that 10 3/4 level. Make it stopped out here on the rest. Stopped out there. So trying to get that momentum. Microsoft's off to the races, by the way. Microsoft is back at their, they hit an all-time high there. What was the high on Microsoft? Let's see here. 380.83. So I still like the market long here, but SPY's pulling back. We didn't quite hit that 16,010 benchmark. Kind of want to give this more room to breathe here. Amazon's pulling back a touch. SPY rated the VWAP. So some nice trades so far. Definitely a choppy open here. But we are holding this. And take that long again, since we are holding here. Taking 1 lot here. Adding into that for the approach towards 16,010. Want to see this get capped off here. Bit of a pullback, not what I want to see. Still haven't hit that 16,010 where I think there's a lot of liquidity resting that the market wants to snap. Apple is pushing back up a touch here. Trying to give this some breathing room. See if SPY can bounce here at the EMAs. Adding 4 into that there. Looking for the strength back above 16,000. We are still holding here. They are capping. There's somebody's front running above the pre 16,000 print. Somebody is front running that short. So watching here the VWAP. And stopped out there. Dunk below the VWAP. That's where my stop was. So taking a loss on that one. Still confident that we will run back up towards 16,000. I might have just ran my stop a little bit too tight there. Right around that 87 level. Adding back into that, I did run my stop just a touch too tight there. So looking for this to encroach back above 16,000, targeting 16,010 to the top side here. So watching 87, seeing if 87 will hold. A little bit of a pullback here, but SPY is bouncing. Still a little sell side pressure coming in. Tesla very, very strong here. See if we get back above the 90s. In the NQ, SPY still kind of weak. Showing a little bit of pressure here. Back above the 90s, but a little bit slow. I'm just going to cover right there. Wait for this to develop a little bit more. Amazon is coming down super hard here. I'm seeing some firming up here at 87 though. I'm trying to get that whip back up to 16,010. So I want to see the turn that we get when we have confluence coming out of Amazon and Nvidia, and a little bounce from Apple. That's what I'm looking for here. All right, we're holding these 90s for now. I want to see us strong above 95. That's what I'm looking for here. Bring my stop up a little bit tighter in case we get a flash down. So we have consumer confidence coming out in 20 minutes here. See if we can hold this 87. Yeah, a little bit weak. Stopped out there on that one. Just running my stops a little bit too tight too. You can see here the areas that we're watching here. We're printing again a very, very dicey 15-minute candle. They're coming right back up here. See if we can get out of this consolidation area, back up to the top side. So back into the 90s there. Taking that long. So it's kind of between the 87 and 70 area here. As long as we're holding above 80, I'm going to remain confident in this. We are just kind of just caught in this consolidation here, so I'm running at a smaller size, 2 lots. Thoughts on Apple today? Well, if Apple's going to hold 189, I think we can rock it. That's kind of the benchmark that I'm looking for on Apple there. So definitely very choppy open here. Very, very choppy. We've seen this lately too. We saw it last Tuesday. We saw it yesterday, where we've had very low volume, low liquidity in the market. It's just been creating these very, very choppy opens. So definitely running smaller size into this trade here. And it's having some trouble here holding up this 85 level. We are kind of remaining docile below 87. Going in the 5 minute here. Yeah, market's just kind of waffling around in this area here. And we do have a whole swath of data that's coming out in 15 minutes. That is correct, KJ. So yeah, we're just kind of selling down, but there are some bidders that are stepping up in this area. Got stopped out right there. All right, so let's see. Let's wait for this data to come out. We have about 15 minutes here until the data comes out. We are trading down towards the opening range here, where we first opened up towards that 975 area. Apple is kind of selling off a touch here. Definitely going to the sell side. Did you guys hear that? I don't know if you guys heard that or not. A little bit of a meow. All right, we are selling off here. We broke down below the 70s, but I think this could be a liquidity grab. So let's see if we actually have weakness here below the 70s. Yeah, this is coming down. Look at this 15-minute candle. This again, this Tuesday, and then wrong one. Trading view. There we go. Look at this 15-minute candle. This is just insane. Total indecision here. I mean, look at Tesla's chart. Straight up, straight down. Look at this on the 5. Look at that. Straight up, straight down on Tesla. Amazon is rolling over here. SPY is finally rolling over a little bit. Oops. Let's see if we get the NQ back up here. There we go. Yeah, look at that 15-minute bar. It's crazy, right? Was that a cat? Did it sound like a cat? Look at that. We swept liquidity right below the 70s there and bouncing right back up. That is wild. All right, so let's see if we can... That is looking strong again. All right, I'm going to take that long here. 2 lots long. I want to add into any dips that we have since we did hold that those 70 lows for now. We are looking for this to encroach back above 87.25. Big bounce up from the SPY here. Any pullbacks I want to be adding into this. Back down towards 70. Doing an ad right here. We do have that data out in less than 15 minutes here. See if we get back up to the 80s. The VWAP is at 82 right now. I'm going to put my stop just below that hourly low here, just in case we need to get that room there. Watching SPY, tapping the VWAP. Yeah, we have a lot of Fed speakers today. It's going to be nuts. Coming down towards that 70 level. The lower end of the volume shop, adding one more lot here. 5th lot on, looking for this to encroach back above 80. Breaking above the 80s, I'm going to add into it there. Looking for this to tag above 87.25. I want to see this break hard above 85 here. I'm going to pull back. SPY is pushing back up as well here. Watching for strength. We're right at the VWAP here. Going full size here for that break above 86. We are kind of waffling. May have to reduce my size if we don't break quickly here. Apple, a little bit of a bounce. Yeah, we're not breaking fast enough here. May have to reduce my size. I'm going to reduce my size. We're not breaking fast enough. I will add back if we do get back above 85 here. Just want to manage my risk. Okay, back full size here above 85. Watching for this to break above 90 now. We have big sellers at 90 again. Tesla, a little bit of a bounce. Reducing my size again. Didn't get the break I was looking for. Just have to be feathering this position around as we are kind of snapping back and forth between these levels. Amazon is going straight down. SPY is still holding up here a little bit, but we are at the lower end of this volume shelf here. Going flat. All right, so we do have data out in 10 minutes here, 10 minutes. Got a lot of negative gamma exposure on the SPY here. A lot of negative gamma. All right, so we're going to break below the 70s here. Would be interested in shorting this. We do have to break confidently below these 70s. We do have some bid stacks showing up there a little bit. Very washy price action. Very, very washy price action that we've seen on the last few sessions here. Extremely washy. All right, pulling back there below the 70s again. See if we have anything firming up at all. SPY is kind of dumping over here. Microsoft making new all-time highs here. Microsoft is really the only one that's carrying the NAS here. It's insane how strong Microsoft is comparatively. It has the most strength out of the fantastic seven here. This is, Apple's weak, Tesla's weak, Amazon incredibly weak, Google incredibly weak as well. And Meta is somewhat a little bit stronger than the rest. But Microsoft is carrying the torch, no doubt about it. Yeah, this is insane. So we are just kind of waffling around here. This is the 15-minute bars. I'm going to drop it down on the 5, but even the 5-minute bars are just garbage here. Yeah, look at those triple Qs with the 389 negative gamma exposure. Yeah, that's wild. All right, so we're going to hold these 70s here. That is the question. Microsoft is kind of pulling back here. It hit almost 382. Apple looks like it's bottoming out a bit here. It is still selling, but it looks like they are firming up some bids here down low in this liquidity area. So still selling off a little bit here. Tesla tremendously weak. Nvidia now rolling over tremendously hard. If Microsoft reversed here, I would be very confident in shorting this market. But Microsoft is kind of the only one that's not adding to that confluence to the downside. And it's allowing these other names to kind of, they're selling, but they're slowing down, right? They're slowing down on their selling here. So we are kind of waffling around the 70s here. We have about 6 minutes until that data comes out. About 6 minutes here. And then I believe the first Fed speaker, or I guess it'd be the second, Goolsbee and Waller are going to start speaking here at 10 as well. So that should inject some volatility. So as the selling is kind of subsiding here, this is convincing me that I want to look to take the market long here as we are kind of making a new higher low here. Fed's going to put the nail in the coffin. They're going to say cuts are still too premature. Yeah, that could definitely happen. That's a good take. Some days you're the windshield, some days you're the bug. I love that saying. That's a good one. All right, new lows here on the NQ. So huge break below there. Microsoft is finally rolling over a touch here. That's the confluence we need to take this market short. So we're kind of in between an interesting area here, both in the price action and the timing of everything. So Microsoft rolling over a little bit here. That just shows how much Microsoft was holding this market up. So we are pushing back up towards that 70 area again. If we come up to the 70s and we're showing a little bit of weakness, the market could definitely roll over here towards the 50s. However, if that was kind of the push low for that liquidity grab there to the downside, well, you can see Apple's perking up here. Amazon's starting to reverse. SPY is trying to firm up on the lows here. Yeah, it's definitely firming up down here. Very much so. So looking to reclaim 70 here. Keeping an eye out on Microsoft. Microsoft is fighting to hold on to 381 right now. It is flushing a little bit. Go to the 1 minute candles here. Yeah, I mean, these are these are some wild candles here. I mean, it's very, very choppy. We're not getting smooth direction either one way or the next. And it's because we have, Microsoft, Meta, those are the names that are kind of keeping the market from just dropping straight down. Apple kind of firming up a little bit here too. So it's continuing to kind of create this choppy environment for the markets. Also, I think liquidity is low given that we're waiting for these the prints to come out here in 3 short minutes. We do have consumer board confidence coming out, Richmond Fed Manufacturing Index and the Dallas Fed Survey Activity Index all coming out here in about 2.5 minutes. So I'm probably going to be flattened to those prints and then we'll play the reaction out of those prints. And if it continues to firm up here, Microsoft's skittering on down towards the VWAP. If we have some firming up there, we have some bids showing up, I think the sell side action could be potentially finished here. We are dipping low, but we're not getting that tremendous violent sell side flush that we'd want to see to take this market short just yet, at least. And if you're enjoying the stream so far, make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button. Make sure you are subscribed to the stream here. We do this every single Monday through Friday, starting at 8 a.m. Eastern, and depending on the amount of likes that we get on the video, that determines whether or not we stream the open here for everybody. All right, we are holding 65 for now. Seeing some green candles showing up. It's funny. We're getting green candles now, and now Microsoft is going straight down. So we just cannot find confluence today. The lack of confluence is what creates a very choppy market. So now we have Meta, Apple, Tesla, Nvidia, Amazon, all of them perking. Microsoft straight down. So it's just, you just can't catch any kind of confluence today so far. All right, we're about a minute away from the print here, just a minute away. I'm going to go ahead and end that poll here. We got 160 votes, 45% say down. 1 minute now, 1 minute. 1 minute. If you want to see how synced up you are with the stream here, there's the clock is right down here. If you want to see that, that is the accurate time of where we're at on the stream here. All righty. Print is coming out in 40 seconds. Good luck, everybody. We have a triple whammy of a print coming out. Also, we do have a Goolsby who's going to begin speaking right at 10. So let's see if we have some drama. Brisbane Fed -5 composite. They reported early versus a 1 estimate. So that is, they released that a little bit early, which is surprising. Good morning, Dylan. How you doing? Good morning, Jay Alexander. So -5 versus a 1 in estimate, 1.0. Backlog of orders waiting for that print to come through here. I didn't take that long. They're showing some buy side here. Seeing some buy side activity coming through on the tape there. So nice perk up towards the 80s, but again, we got to see that above the 80s. Has some strong buy side coming out of Meta there as well. Tesla's perking up. I'm going to actually add into that there. Looking for a scalp up through 87.25. Can we get back above 80? That is the question here. We're kind of fighting at these 80s for now. SPY running into the VWAP, but still showing some strength. Consumer confidence at 102 versus a 101 estimate. So kind of a nothing burger print there. Get horsey, my friend. Oh, we're getting horsey all right. So let's see if we hold the 70s now. Actually gonna move my stop a little bit tighter there in case we just flush right below the 70s. Interested in adding here if we do hold 70s. Adding right there. Nice punch back up to the top side. Can Microsoft bounce here at the VWAP? Can SPY break through the EMAs to the top side here? That is the question. Still holding the 70s, adding again. Nice pull. Watching this 80 area. Letting some go right there. Down to 4 lots. Moving my stop above break even here. We're not getting follow through on any of this. Definitely frustrating that we don't see the follow through that we're looking for, especially when we perk above the 80s like that. Just get whipped right back down. See if we get stopped out here on our final 4. Or if we can run this back above the 80s with confidence. Everything's perking up here. Everything says that we should run above the 80s here. But will we whip down and get stopped out first is the question. So punching close to being back. This is crazy how we're just getting stuffed here as we get right above these breakout areas where we should be breaking out, and then we just get stuffed. Stuffed like a Thanksgiving turkey. And I'm probably going to get stopped out here on this pull. Yep, stopped out there. So I made $550 there on that trade. This market is just so tough. It's so difficult because you get these areas that should break out, like the 80s right there. We're well positioned. We're right in the right area. And there's the breakout right there. Like I said, we're going to get swept down. I mean, look at that stop right there. Right there at the bottom of the wick. So we had the right idea. We just ended up having a stop just a touch too tight there. There's the breakout above 80. Comments from Fed's Waller there, making the market perk up to the top side. Seeing if we can hold on to this squeeze, adding into that here. We're adding high. Going to bring my stop pretty tight here. Seeing if we clear above 16,000 now. Adding into that pretty heavy. I want to see a breakout above 16,000 here. Too early to say. Just listening to the squawks coming across the board here. Seeing if 90s will hold. Now looking to see if we can punch back above 16,000 here. Get a sweep of liquidity here to the top side. Gotta reduce my size here. We're not breaking through that 16,000 immediately. I'm gonna go flat right there. Definitely frustrating this morning, especially when we had size on, looking for that move, that break above, and then we got stopped out to the tick on that extension. So watching here, seeing if we can get back above 16,000, get that squeeze up to 16,010. That's what I'm looking for here. Lack of follow through today across the board. And every single time it looks like we're about to have a run up and a sweep of liquidity, we have sort of somebody slams on the brakes. We get a lot of asks there to the top side, and then all the buyers get scared away. But then we don't have a strong sell side pressure there. So unfortunately, we got stopped out there on that trade, looking to put on a second trade here. Just sort of rinsing around back below 87. Seeing if we're going to hold the 90s at all. Still very washy, rinsy price action here. Thank you, Vito, for posting Fed Waller's commentary. Yeah, Microsoft looking a little bit weak here. SPY is coming down a little bit. Watching the VWAP here. So at 10:30, we do have the Dallas Fed Services revenue coming out. I'm going to take that short here. I'm going to move my stop top of those wicks. I'll actually run that a little bit higher there. So we're running the VWAP here. And if we get this flush below the VWAP, we're running the EMAs and the SPY as well. I want to go full size if we flush these 80s. Watching here on this perk up. Goolsby is now speaking, saying that we've made some progress on inflation, but there's still more work to do. Meta and Tesla both surging here. Microsoft coming down, running into the EMAs. SPY's running into the EMAs as well. Seeing some bid stacks showing up below the 80s. Not ideal. But let's see if we perk above this 87 and hold it. If not, if we have weakness, I will add to this. Point of control right now is, I believe it's at 70. On Bookmap, it's at 87, 86 and a half. Adding into that, we'll go full size if we flush these 80s. And might get stopped out here. Stopped out. So taking a loss on that one there. Was looking for that flush below the VWAP there, below 80s. Market is very, very choppy. Extremely, extremely choppy. I have to run my stops tight because, you know, I'm playing with size here. So, I mean, this is the chop that we're dealing with right now. This is our open here. This is just straight up, straight down. Just very, very choppy. There's that flush back below the 80s. We've been getting tagged out on every single one of these trades, and we are right. So, you know, it's one of those things where could potentially just run smaller size with wider stops and get broader ideas out of these things here. We're going back below there. All right, taking that short once more. And there's that exact trade that we're looking for. We just ran our stop too tight once again. Going full size. Looking for this to break below the hourly low. We're right at the 70s again. If we fail these 70s, this will be tremendously weak. So watching here right at 70. If this does bounce here, I'm probably just going to take a break. Because this market's just going to be choppy. Kodak's up 687. Very nice. Yeah, I was just running my stop a little bit too tight there. Bouncing right at the 70s. Move my stop up here. and stopped out. So that's probably going to be it for me. Definitely a very choppy market with lack of follow through. So definitely want to stay away from this one myself. Very, very choppy. We're just trying to kind of trading in between this range right here. If you can see this on TradingView, we just really just locked in tight between this range here. We sweep liquidity above and below that, but then there's no follow through. And the way that I'm trading this, with the size that I'm trading, it's just not favorable to this trading style rather. So yeah, I'm going to be locking it up here on YouTube. I'm going to continue trading in Discord. So if you folks want to join me there, there's a link in the description down below. In fact, I'll just leave this in chat for you here. But yeah, that's going to be my day here on YouTube. And I will be back here tomorrow at 8 a.m. sharp. And we will be trading all of this price action that we have continuing this week. But yeah, this is just not the best price action. We'll stick around in Discord probably for another hour there and trade and see if there's anything that comes out of this resolution. So I will catch you guys here on YouTube tomorrow, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. And let's see, today's the last day to take advantage of the 90% Apex funding sale. My question is, what is the trailing threshold that is mentioned on the package they offer, and what is your overall opinion? I do not like trading on Apex. I think the trailing drawdown is interposition, meaning that if you couldn't trade like this by any means. The problem is that if you up in the profit, it counts towards your trailing drawdown, whereas Top Step doesn't do that. Top Step calculates your drawdown at the end of the day. It's much more favorable for you as a trader. I would highly recommend using Top Step over Apex. Alrighty, folks, I'll catch you guys on YouTube tomorrow at 8 a.m. sharp. Trade safe out there if you're going to continue to trade. It's very, very choppy price action, very little follow through. We're just trading well within this range right now and just getting eaten alive. So I'll catch you guys on Discord right now, and we'll see if there's any setups that we want to take advantage of, and we'll be trading in there. All right, guys, I'll see you there. Take care.